All right. So I want to thank everyone for hopping on the webinar today. And you are on the PAsmart Targeted Grants webinar. And during the webinar today, we'll be providing an overview of the PAsmart initiative, a description of the targeted grant, eligibility requirements, location of grant information, the general requirements of the targeted grant, and then finally timeline and next steps. During the webinar, if you have any specific questions, could you please type them into the chat window? We'll be generating a frequently asked questions document following this initial webinar from the information that is in the chat window. If there are continued questions after the webinar upon reflection, please don't hesitate to reach out to the PAsmart RA account, which we'll show that throughout the webinar. And then finally, for additional information, we do have a PAsmart Grants helpful process toolkit, and that will be at education.pa.gov/PAsmart. So everything that we do here in the STEM initiative, and especially the PAsmart initiative, is rooted and guided by Governor Wolf's vision for his administration, and they are outlined by the beta goals. PAsmart was designed to provide flexible resources, spark, spread, and sustain innovation. The initiative is directed by the following principles: a focus on cross-sector partnerships and alignment, a focus on equity and inclusion, a focus on leveraging existing resources, a focus on data-driven decisions and performance-based outcomes, and a focus on stakeholder engagement. Finally, a focus on building capacity for long-term sustainability and growth. In companion with Governor Wolf's vision and beta goals, the schools that teach, jobs that pay, and government that works, PAsmart's guiding principles are also focused by PDE's STEM initiative priorities, which are to diversify and increase the number of STEM-ready educators, and diversify and increase the number of learners who have access, opportunities, are included in STEM experience. With Pennsylvania's business and industry partners still searching for STEM talent, with jobs every day going unfilled, it's more important than ever to provide high-quality STEM experiences from early childhood the whole way through post-secondary, with highly qualified STEM educators that can provide learning opportunities inside and outside of the classroom walls. We know that this STEM learning can happen in a traditional classroom, or at a Boys and Girls Club, or in an after-school program. And that is why the PAsmart initiative will give priority to those applications that can expand access and opportunities to learners at all levels in building STEM skills, that can increase the number of highly qualified STEM educators inside and outside the classroom, and that can boost inclusion in computer science and STEM education for women, girls, students of color, students in rural and urban areas, students with exceptionalities, learners that are over age and under credit, and other historically underserved and underrepresented populations. In this past year, 2018-19, we launched the first round of the PAsmart initiative, which was a $30 million investment in building pathways for all Pennsylvanians to access the growing STEM economy. We provided 249 targeted grants to 249 different LEAs, and that reached an LEA in every intermediate unit across the Commonwealth. We released 24 advancing grants that impacted over 90% of all the counties in Pennsylvania, with a total of 24 awards that were modeled after the ecosystem approach. The advancing grants involved 106 schools, 26 higher education partners, 59 workforce partners, 58 nonprofits, libraries, and science centers, and involved 4 current STEM ecosystems and is helping to build 20 new STEM ecosystems across the Commonwealth. We also, through the PAsmart initiative, supported a priority known as the Next Generation Sector Partnerships, which is a strategy for bringing business and industries to the table to help build out and drive solutions that bring more learners and more workers into the economies across Pennsylvania. In 17-18, we launched 28 Next Generation Sector Partnerships, and in 18-19, we launched an additional 28 Next Generation Sector Partnerships. And finally, that $30 million investment in 2018-2019 was rounded out with a series of apprenticeship grants, many of them focused on innovative opportunities like apprenticeship learning for early childhood educators or new and emerging apprenticeships in the tech industry. So what is a targeted grant? Targeted grants are structured to meet the needs of LEAs and their schools with few to no computer science and STEM offerings. Targeted grant awards will reach up to $35,000 for each LEA that receives an award. Targeted grants will fund 2 options of programming. Option 1, LEAs may request funding to send teams of educators and administrators to a series of PDE designed professional learning opportunities. You can refer to these learning opportunities in the request for proposals, Appendix A. LEAs attending the PDE professional development will learn CS standards, will learn about culturally responsive pedagogical approaches and principles appropriate to their respective grade levels. Then participants will learn how to incorporate those standards, approaches, and principles into their localized curriculum, courses, and or integrative STEM and computer science learning experiences. The PDE designed professional development comes at no cost for the professional learning, but may require costs for travel and lodging. Option 2, LEAs may request funding to support alternative professional learning by an expert STEM or computer science institution. LEAs selecting this option will be required to complete an alternative application detailing the professional learning experiences, sharing a budget, and an implementation plan. The alternative professional learning must incorporate evidence-based approaches, be aligned to the CSTA standards and the K-12 computer science framework. An example of option 2 would be an LEA may partner with a local intermediate unit and engage in a series of professional learning opportunities. Possibly an LEA could select a series of middle or high school educators and approach local intermediate units about the Carnegie Mellon Computer Science Academy model for professional learning, which offers a series of in-depth professional learning experiences to build content knowledge, allows educators to engage in synchronous and asynchronous learning, and then provides those educators with the Carnegie Mellon CMU Academy course that they can then deliver to students in their localized communities. That's just one example of an option 2 or an alternative pathway for computer science and STEM professional learning. LEAs may also request funding through an alternative professional learning application and still take advantage of the PDE professional learning pathways outlined in Appendix A. So they are able to blend their pathways to make sure that things meet their needs. In the RFA, it is mentioned that there is a prerequisite for all targeted grants that will require them to have a comprehensive computer science plan. This is as much as a prerequisite as it is something that an opportunity we're looking for LEAs to engage in. It can come before the professional learning begins, or it can become as part of the professional learning or during the professional learning experience through 2019-2020. And PDE, in collaboration with the local intermediate units, will be offering a comprehensive planning tool known as SCRIPT, designed by the National CS for All community. Those planning workshops will be offered by our localized intermediate unit partners in collaboration with the PAsmart design team. Targeted grant applicants may also, if they have already generated a comprehensive plan for computer science and STEM, may upload that as part of their application with additional documents, and would not then be required to go through the SCRIPT comprehensive planning workshop. Targeted grant proposals may request up to $35,000, and the performance period for this grant will begin January 1, 2020 and end June 30, 2021. Targeted grant funds may be used for professional learning, consultative services, travel, reimbursement for travel, and stipends for educators to engage in asynchronous opportunities or to plan experiences outside of school hours for their localized community. The $35,000 may also be used to support hardware that goes with the professional learning and will support the expansion of computer science and STEM in local communities. For more information about the use of the $35,000, please visit the RFA at education.pa.gov/PAsmart. So who is eligible? The 2019-2020 targeted grants are eligible to any LEA that did not receive a targeted grant in fiscal year 2018-2019. Those LEAs that did receive a targeted grant in fiscal year 2018-2019 will have additional opportunities through the Pennsylvania Department of Education to continue to build and grow their STEM and computer science experiences, pathways, and opportunities in their communities. But for this targeted grant cycle, 2019-2020, only those LEAs that did not receive a targeted grant in fiscal year 2018-2019 are eligible. So where can I find more information about the PAsmart initiative? Please visit education.pa.gov/PAsmart. At this web landing page, you'll be able to find the request for proposal, an overview of the targeted grant, the PAsmart grant toolkit with helpful information and resources, and templates for the targeted grant so that you can collaborate with partners, fill out the grant via the template, and then upload into our e-grant system following completion of the draft application. You'll also be able to find at education.pa.gov access to our RA account and other relevant information regarding the PAsmart initiative. So what are the requirements of the PAsmart targeted grant? An LEA that is awarded a 2019-2020 targeted grant will be required to have or develop a comprehensive plan for computer science. This plan can be developed in collaboration with PDE and their local intermediate units through the SCRIPT workshops, or this plan may have been developed through additional collaboratives generated by the local LEA. If your computer science comprehensive plan was generated through additional collaboratives, please submit that plan as part of your application. An LEA awarded a 2019-2020 targeted grant will be required to offer a 7th through 12th grade computer science course. If an LEA is already offering a computer science course, the requirement would be to offer an additional computer science course as a result of the targeted grant. LEAs would be required to offer a K-8 standalone or integrated computer science STEM experience. LEAs would be required to submit midway grant surveys in August 2020 and required to attend any webinars or respond to any additional surveys outlined by the Pennsylvania Department of Education. In addition, the $35,000 will be released to targeted grant awardees in monthly installments through the lifetime or the performance period of the grant. Again, where can I find additional information about the PAsmart Targeted Grant Initiative? Please go to that education.pa.gov/PAsmart site for additional information. So what's next? If you have additional questions following the webinar, please reach out to PAsmart@patent.net. Your email will be received, distributed to the appropriate individual, and responded to, whether it's a budget, program, or generalized PAsmart initiative question. For those LEAs that are interested in applying for the targeted grant, determine the person within the LEA who will fill out and submit the application. That person needs to have access to the eGrants portal. And the submission of the application can only happen through the eGrants management system. If you're wondering whether or not you have access to eGrants, please submit a brief online form that can be found at education.pa.gov/PAsmart and provide some basic information: name, contact info, designated person, and we'll make sure that we get things straight with the eGrant system. Please be patient and allow us 1 week after submission of this form to obtain all the necessary access for folks interested in the targeted grants. Please review the application questions and coordinate within the LEA and with any additional partners to answer all the application questions in total. Applicants are strongly advised to access the template and write application responses in this separate document before submitting into eGrants. Our next targeted grant webinar will happen on December 16th, 2019 at 8 a.m. Final applications for the targeted grant will be due no later than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 20th, 2019. Following this webinar, we will post the recorded webinar and slide deck on the education.pa.gov/PAsmart website for you to access. Applications will be accepted through the eGrant system only. I just want to make sure to reiterate that. And if you have any additional questions, please reach out to the PAsmart@patent.net account. If you want to connect with us and the STEM initiative, you can reach out to me at c-jpittman@pa.gov. If you're interested in engaging in the STEM Coalition, You can follow the bit.ly link. And please, connect with us on Twitter, connect with us on Facebook, and share your stories and your STEM journeys. We hope that you'll take an opportunity to take advantage of the PAsmart Targeted Grant, and we really greatly appreciate you taking time out of your morning to listen in and take advantage of the PAsmart initiative.